Hey there, friends. Welcome to Winterblade AMVs. So you're first starting out as an AMV editor, and you open your video editing software and encounter your first problem. How do you use a video editing suite? Here's a quick demo to kind of show off the basic workflow. I'm using Adobe Premiere, but just about everything that I'm showing is going to be cross-platform, so most skills should be transferable. While some video editing software only has one window that'll show either the source clip or where you have your cursor on the timeline, Premiere has two, one for the source clip, one for the timeline. The left, of course, is that source clip, which has not been put on the timeline yet, so you can see the clip contents, but on the right, of course, it's blank because there's nothing on the timeline at that location. So I'm trying to find parts of that source clip that I want to include in my video. So I'll scroll through on that timeline on the left there until I find a part of the video that I want to include. Then I'll hit the left curly brace for the in marker, and then the right curly brace for the out marker to kind of bound my clip. So I've got the start and the end of the clip. I can then drag it onto the timeline. Now, one nice thing about Premiere is that there's a very easy way to select video only. Most editing software has some variation on this. In Premiere's case, it's that little film strip icon under the video preview. So I'll scrub through and grab a few more clips for this sequence. Also know that if you happen to drag a clip in with audio, don't panic, you can just ungroup the audio from the video and delete that separately. So after I've got my clips, I'm going to let the song play so that I can make some marks here. Playing that through, I'll place a little yellow flag, just so I can tell where the beat falls. It's usually a little easier to tell if you zoom in a little bit. I'm trying to time currently to the start of the chorus. It's going to be the word all. You can also kind of eyeball it, so you'll notice that the very bottom layer, the green strip, is the music. So you can see a waveform, and you can make a mark at the peak in the waveform that seems likely to be a major beat or a major lyric. Yeah, that can also just be another sanity check. Okay, another mark. Now we've got the words all and you marked on the timeline. So when the song says all, I want to try and match it to where we zoom out past Cementos. This is My Hero Academia, of course. And when the song says you, I want to try and match it to Mount Lady grabbing the club. So now I've got a challenge. How do I get the first part of the clip to fit between these two markers? Well, I'll speed it up. First, I'll split the clip and speed the first part up, and then I'll drag the second part where I've split it to that marker, so that the club grab happens on beat. Of course, this is just one way of doing things. I developed this strategy starting in the Strike Witches video, but you can also slow down or speed up the entire clip if you want, or just find a clip where timing already works and drag clips around on the timeline. That was my strategy until the Strike Witches video, which would be maybe the first 7 or 8 years that I spent as an editor, and at least the first 5 or 6 years since my first con submission. And for what it's worth, the videos that I've done with both strategies have been pretty well received. So you should be able to make good videos either way. So we'll go ahead and make a third mark on the word people, and a fourth on the word can't. This is a cover of Larger Than Life by the Backstreet Boys, so it's a pop song. And one nice thing is that while music in general tends to have a pretty predictable rhythm, pop songs in particular often have this very nice, regular, easy-to-pick-out rhythm with a nice bass line. So as we can see, the markers are going to be the same distance from each other, which is another good sanity check. As you see, I first try and time the clip transition when the second clip comes in to the word people, but that feels a little rushed, so I'm going to push it back to the word can't instead. And I'll let the other beat kind of sync loosely with Mount Lady running. Let that be another kind of good example of how timing doesn't always have to be overly precise, or how sometimes you can just let a clip play and it will still look good. Also take note that when a clip is placed on top of another clip, the clip on top will cover up the one underneath, which is why that's the only one that's showing. I'll repeat the process here with our new clips, find the beat for the word you, then speed up the first part of the clip so it starts at that first marker and ends at the second one. One more thing here. I want the word see to match when her momentum changes, where she goes from pulling the club back to swinging it forward. Instead of speeding up parts of this clip, I think I can actually just trim out part of the middle here. Trim the end of the clip, and voila. That is the entire sequence. If you can drag a clip onto a timeline, move it around a little, and then cut it, then congratulations, you know how to make an AMV. And that's going to do it. Happy editing, and until I see you next, take care, folks.